What's up everybody, Dolph the Vegan here, and for this video I wanted to do something a little bit different. I'm not going to be talking about veganism, but something I do want to talk about is back pain. And this is something for me that affected me really personally. In high school I was a football player, and one day when I was walking home from practice, this was actually before a big game, I was crossing the street and a car hit me from behind. And I actually didn't find out till a few years later that I had a significant back injury in my lumbar spine. I fractured a vertebrae and I had a herniated disc, and this was something that was a problem for me for years. And I went to see a number of doctors and they put me on different anti-inflammatory drugs or painkillers, and right away I knew that this wasn't something that I wanted to take, long term. And it never really solved my problem. So moving forward in college, I was sitting through long lectures, and one of the most painful things for me was just the process of sitting down and just staying immobile. And throughout my life I've been an athlete, I've been very active, and my quality of life definitely dropped when, because of my back pain, I couldn't do sports, I couldn't be as active as I wanted to with my workouts. So I really want to make this video for anyone out there experiencing severe back pain, that you can, right now today I have no back pain whatsoever, and I'm not on any medications, and I've done it through a really simple process of just taking my body and going through different movements, different positions, and really just strengthening my whole spine. So I'm going to show you guys, this is going to be a two-part video series. This first video is going to be for the person who has severe back pain right now. With this video I'm not going to take you through any stretches, but I'm going to take you through simple movements that you can do to put yourself in different positions, and that's going to really minimize the pain, so then later on you can go into those stretches. Alright, so the first thing I want to recommend for you guys experiencing severe back pain is hanging. Hanging is a really simple, great way for you to relieve all that downward pressure on your spine that you constantly get from gravity. I mean, we're always either sitting down or standing or lying down, and that never fully lets your spine just relax and expand. So getting into the habit of just every day just hanging and just letting your spine relax and taking deep breaths, that can really give your discs a chance to hydrate and a chance to just elongate. I mean, there are some people that say they even get taller from making a habit of hanging all the time. And if you look at people as they age, you'll see that oftentimes older people, they get shorter as they age. And this is something that can totally be avoided. I mean, how many times do you see an older person with a fully straight spine, they're standing up straight? A lot of times you get hunched over. And the reality is that that's because of gravity constantly pushing down the spine. So going through these motions, I mean, if we were out climbing trees and picking fruit, this wouldn't be necessary. But getting into the habit of just every day when you wake up, you don't even have to do pull-ups. You can just, what I got right here is I got the iron gym. It's really cheap, it's like $20. Just put it on the door frame. I know it looks kind of crazy, my mom bugged out, but it's not gonna fall. It's actually pretty secure. And just making a habit of doing this. If any of you guys are bike riders or weightlifters, you squat a lot, this is really gonna help you out and relieve some of the discomfort. Okay, so the next thing I wanted to tell you guys is regarding sitting. So sitting is something that nowadays we do a ridiculous amount of. You're sitting at school, sitting at work. The danger with this is most chairs don't allow us to get into a proper posture. So if you're sitting most of the day, you can be putting your back in a really bad position, and you can be putting a lot of pressure on that lumbar spine. So it's pretty common with people that they sit down a lot at work or in class to get a lot of lumbar or sacral spine pain. So basically what I did was I changed my setup at home. I changed the seat that I sit on, and I want to share with you guys how just this simple change can relieve so much back pain for you and make you get into a perfect position every time you sit down. Alright, so this is my setup right now. I don't even have a chair anymore. I haven't had a chair in a couple months. And all I use to sit down is this exercise ball. Now, what I've noticed is that at first there is a transition. At first it can feel pretty weird, but believe me, if you get used to this setup, if you get used to sitting down on this and you take your time and really give it a good try, you get a tremendous amount of benefit. I mean, for me, I used to be in pain constantly every time I would sit down. Whether it was a lecture, whether I was at home writing a paper, it would just always be painful. And you can really take away that pain from sitting and get into a comfortable position every time if you just sit on this ball. Now, I know it's a really simple solution, but if you really give it a try and get used to it, you get a tremendous amount of benefit. So I'm gonna set this tripod up and show you guys just the position that my spine gets in, how it aligns really well while sitting. Alright, so this is pretty simple. I don't think there's much explanation needed, but just every time you sit, you just naturally fall into this position. Back straight. Most people, they sit in a regular chair, they get something like this position, or it's just, and there's a lot of core stability involved here. You actually use more of your legs when you sit like this, distribute some of the weight to your lower body, and it just, I'm telling you, you avoid a lot of pain in a sedentary position by using this ball. So I hope this helps some of you guys out, and I'm going to show you a little something else, which is kind of it's kind of a bigger tip, and it does involve you spending some money. So I had really bad issues and I decided to buy this product, but for some of you having severe back pain, if you go to a chiropractor or something of that nature, I was spending $50 every time I went to a chiropractor for about a few weeks. I ended up spending close to $400. So this can actually save you some money, even though you're gonna have to spend some money. Alright guys, so this is something that I really needed to show in this video, and what this is called is an inversion table. It's made by a company called Teeter Totter, and what it does is you basically strap your legs in, and it actually takes you 300 or 180 degrees, and you can actually get completely upside down on this. And what that does is that really is the best stretch for your spine to just increase that space, the intervertebral space, and help nourish your cerebrospinal fluid. Just move all that cerebrospinal fluid around, and kind of, if you have a herniated disc, this can really help rehydrate those discs and just minimize a lot of pain. So with this machine, I started using it in about 2014, and I would say within a month of my starting to use this, probably 80% of my back pain went away, and that was pretty incredible. And I stopped going to the chiropractor. I stopped having episodes of pain in that lower back area, and I definitely want to do a little demonstration for you guys. I'm going to get my buddy to hold the camera, and so we can just show you how easy this is to use, how well it works, and that is completely 100% safe. You're not going to hurt yourself using this machine. It's very safe, and I highly recommend it if you're having severe back pain.
That's it, yeah.
Alright guys, so I'm going to get in this inversion table, and I want to show you guys how simple and effective this is at relieving back pain. So you're going to want to get in this from either side, get your legs in. It's fairly simple. You strap down. You are supposed to wear shoes when you do this, but I'm pretty good at hooking my feet in here. It's not a problem. So you're just going to want to lay back. It's just like a seesaw. So once you distribute your weight back a little bit and you lean back, you know, you can take this as quickly as you want it, but you'll just fall back. So right here, I can go back and forth as I please with my arms. So the farther back I go, the more of a decline I get. The easiest position once you start doing this is to rest right here at about this angle, and this is where you get a lot of the benefit right here. You can just hold on to this little handle right here, but actually the full benefit where you get the most gravity pulling your spine and just stretching it out is when you get the complete inversion right here upside down. It does lock into place, but it's incredibly simple to get out of this from this angle. You just get your arm, pull on the back of the board, and you come right back up. And actually this machine is 100% the safest inversion table you can get. Just the engineering of it, I haven't had to tighten any bolts or any screws. You know, it doesn't shake at all. It's very, very sturdy and made with like high quality metals. So another thing with this machine, for some of you who have severe back pain, you won't want to get started doing this right away, but you can actually lock into position and you can do full sit-ups from the upside down position, which is great because it's probably like the best ab exercise you can get is doing these sit-ups. It's much harder than anything you can find in the gym because you're using your own body weight as resistance. And if you want to do a little challenge, you can do the sit-up and try to hold it as long as you can. But I know there's a lot of you who are in back pain, and there is an adjustment period, just like with anything else. The first time you invert and you get upside down, it might feel uncomfortable. You might feel the blood rushing to your head. It might be, you know, it'll be pretty uncomfortable at first, but it's something that your veins and your blood vessels will get used to. You know, now I can hold the inverted position. I couldn't do it in this position at first for more than 5 or 10 minutes. Now I can be upside down like this for probably at least an hour and it won't bother me. But I also wanted to add, if anybody has varicose veins, if you have varicose veins and you stand up a lot, this is tremendously good for relieving the pressure off of those veins and opening up the circulation. Because just common sense will tell you that being upside down like this, the blood is going to pull back down and it will get less coagulated in those veins. And it'll start to move around a lot easier. It's also good for getting lactic acid out of your legs after a big leg workout. So definitely I would say that if you have severe pain, this right here is the quickest way to relieve that pain. It's going to give you the most stretch in your back to open up the discs. Definitely what I showed you in the other part of this video, hanging, is really good too, but it doesn't get as much of a stretch as inversion. Because inverting, you're using gravity in the simplest way to just pull your spine apart. And it's absolutely natural. I mean, they used this thousands of years ago. I think it was called a Roman chair. And it was pretty common to get rid of back pain. The ancient Romans were dealing with this problem, and obviously nowadays we're in a civilized society. Everybody's reading, everybody's working, and we're just bound to have back pain. I think 90% of people encounter back pain at some point in their life. So I thought this video was really relevant to make. If you guys have any comments, any experience with back pain that you want to add to this video, any tips, please comment down below. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Thank you for watching. I appreciate it. Bye.